Hi, I'm Samantha with Usborne Books and More, aka Bear Cub Book Club, and I wanted to tell you today about books that will help your child learn to read. I have a 5-year-old who is learning to read right now, and I'm teaching him to read using some curriculum, but also with some books from Usborne Books and More, and I wanted to show you what those are. The very first one that I want to tell you about is what introduced me to Usborne Books and More, and this is my first reading library. And in this set is 50 books, 50 paperback books that will teach your child to read from the very beginning. Excuse me. So in these books, they start out with a level 1, and a level 1 is a very, very beginning reader, all the way through, right here. This is about a end of first grade, second grade-ish type level book. It depends on how quickly your reader begins reading, and it depends on just how fast they pick it up. My son started wanting to read at 4, so he will be getting through these a lot quicker, but if your child starts to read a little bit later, that's great, and these books will grow with them. I want to also show you that on the very top of the box is this QR code, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. You will scan it on your phone. All you need is a QR reader on your phone, and inside is this parent's guide to my first reading set and reading library. And as you go through, it then, sorry, let me resize, will give you a little informational booklet, and this is a digital booklet so that you can just download it onto your phone or your iPad or computer or tablet of whatever kind you have, and it talks about how you're going to teach your child to read using this set. And it's a really great information if you don't have an educational background, or if you're kind of feeling lost on where to go with your child. This is a really great place to start, and it gives you a ton of information so that you don't feel like you're just floundering out there by yourself. So you'll just pull that up, and then you can read that before you even start with your child. Then, once you're ready to go, there are 2 books in the beginning that are in the same level. So these are both our level 1 books. And these books start out teaching the very first sounds that you learn when you are learning to read. Sorry, let me right here. So guidance notes. So before you start your reading with your child, read these guidance notes. You're going to teach your children, go over the sounds that each of these letters make. So S says S, A says A, T says T, and so on. And go over those sounds first, and then you will start to read. And the awesome thing about these books is that they're called dual readers. And what dual readers are is, let me get to a page, is that there is a text for the parent or the older child or whoever's reading with your child to read here. And then there's some smaller text here and then all the way up here. And your child who's learning to read will read right here. And you read this part. And so it makes it so it's not so daunting for your child. It gives them a break, because on each page they will have a time to listen to you read, and then a time for them to read. And the modeling of you reading and your fluency and your ability to read here will then help them to gain confidence here. And as they go through, they will practice these sounds. Dan, Dan, so it's repetitive, it's repeating the same things. I am Sid, and it continues to go through using Sid and Dan, and all the same words. Dan is mad. Very basic words that your child needs to begin to read and feel confident. And the awesome thing is that when they're finished with this book, they're like, I read a book! And it's so fun and exciting for them. The other really, really cool thing about these is these 3 or 4 pages of puzzles, comprehension puzzles in the back. And so you, after you're finished with the story, you read these questions to them, and they match the pictures, and they put them in order, and it helps to, when they're learning to read, it's hard for them they're working so hard on decoding the words that they're then sometimes miss the story. And so these books have these questions in them to help them to remember what the story was about and to go over that with them. So that's what how these work. Pat the pirate is the other one that does the same sounds and the same basic sounds as well. So then this is the level 1, and then you go to level 2, 3, all the way through 7. And then once they get through level 7, they will be learning some irregular sounds like CK, making the K sound. And those are all things that you can go over with them first before they learn. And then there's also these vowel sounds. So AR makes the R sound, and the OR makes the OR sound, and the OW sound, and the sounds, and the ear sounds, and the, all these different oddities that we have are irregular combinations of words that create sounds. You'll be teaching them to your child first, and then they'll come through. And then these ones, they'll mostly be reading on their own, but you could still help them out. So you will be reading up here, and if you want, if your reader is able to, then awesome, let them read there. And then they can read these words down here. And then so on and so forth. And so this is the last of the books that are dual readers and the last of the books that teach the new sounds. Then from there on out, these are some of the books that then give them more confidence. And these ones are not dual readers, but they go over the same sounds that they were learning before. Again, they have the comprehension puzzles in the back, and this is what the pages look like as they go. This is the last book, number 15 of the green set. So there's the green set is the first, the medium set is the yellow, and then the purple set is the further advanced one. So Mr. Mystery is the last of the beginning set, and this is what the pages look like. Not too many words, enough to make them feel confident and to practice those sounds, but not to be too overwhelming. And then they'll go into this yellow set. Sorry, I have a glare. The Sun and the Wind is one of the middle books of that set. Still super simple, but learning about quotations and people speaking and how that works. Telling more story type things instead of using the bubbles. And then again, puzzles in the back. And then you'll move through to the purple set, and How the Bear Lost His Tail is very cute. Again, the books are a little bit longer. The stories are a little bit, have a little bit more words and more stuff to read, but still very manageable as they move through that. So that is my very first reading library. Now, the other set that I would like to talk to you about that I am using along with those are this other box set called the Phonics Readers. Now, you don't have to buy this box set. We have all of the readers separately, and you are welcome to get those. Those Phonics Readers, I think, run about $6.99 separately. And then you can get this set for, I believe it's, I don't know the price. I'll have to put that down below in the comments below. But this set has 20 of our Phonics Readers. There's more, but these are great little readers. Now, Phonics Readers are not necessarily ones for your child to read all by themselves, but this book, as you can see, Ted in a Red Bed uses the ed sound. So when you're teaching your child to read pieces of sounds, you'll be going over the ed sound. And this is a book that you'll read with your child. Again, there's information about phonics that you can read here to help you out. And then this is a story that then I would read with my son to talk to him about the ed sound. And it's a very fun, rhymey, some of them rhyme, some of them don't. But Ted likes to shop. Ted stops. Ted hops. Ted smiles, a big smile. And it's just a fun story for them to go. There's even some pull-out pages that open the door, open, close, and go over the ed sound and just make the topic of the day, if you would, really more interesting for your child. So then you could work on ed activities with your child that day and have them search their house for anything that has the ed sound, anything that rhymes with the word ed, and just make the whole day about ed and the phoneme ed, and have fun with it. So this is an awesome set for your learning to read, teaching your child to read kindergarten age preschool age children to start them learning these phonemes. There's a huge array, and this one, the Raccoon in the Moon, is the very last one in this set. So it gets to the oon sound and a few more interesting things. But these ones I wouldn't necessarily recommend giving to your child to read. These are more for you to read with them and to go over those phonemic sounds that they're going to be learning to do and learning to rhyme with. Anyways, those are the books that I find the most helpful with teaching my son to read. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you, and I will be seeing you soon. Thanks. One other thing I wanted to share about in these books that I found really cool is in the back of the book. This is the very last page, the cover of the page, are these are the words that they will see. Every single word that they will see split up into the phoneme. So over here, sorry, I'm on the other side, is the word all. So ol, and it'll help them to sound it out and then put it together. So this is a great page to go over with your child. I said at one point that this isn't necessarily a great book to give to your child to read on their own. And I wouldn't recommend doing that for your beginning reader, but once your child is confident in being able to sound out and put together words, then these are great books to then give to them that they can grow with as well. But like if you haven't talked about how the E is silent, then they would be confused by seeing the E if they haven't seen that word before. So this is a great place to come and look at the different sounds that are made, and there's different notes of things that you can go over with your child. It's all about learning and learning together, and that is totally awesome and fine. There's also a set of irregular words. Now, irregular words are what we call, in the educational world, sight words, but Usborne calls them irregular words. They're words that cannot be sounded out in our curriculum that we use all about reading. They're called rule breakers, and they go to jail. So these are all words that they would need to basically memorize and start to remember on their own because they cannot be sounded out.